MJBulls is proud to produce the Raising Cannabis Capital podcast. Today's episode will begin after this brief message from our sponsor.
This ain't no desk job, but it's what you got to do to scale up to this in a single growing season. It's how in Oregon alone we grew and harvested the single largest crop of CBG in the world. Grit, tenacity, hell, whatever you want to call it. The crew at Hamptown USA has it by the bucket load. Just getting our seeds in the ground back in spring and growing them till fall was nothing short of heroic. Propagation, planting, maintaining what we have, and building what we need. Trust me, this shit ain't easy. But when it comes to harvest time, our team bumps the bar up to a whole new level. Next comes processing. Everything but the top flower goes off to get turned into crude, distillate, isolate, and water-soluble ready. Our product, like our team, is nothing less than best in class. This plant has always had the power to change the world, but it needs people to make it happen. We're lucky to have those people right here at Hamptown USA.
Initially, they think they could just go to Stripe or something like that and set up a merchant account. And when they do that and find out that they've been declined, they're like, oh, now what? I didn't even think that this was going to happen. I thought this was going to be easy. Well, let me do PayPal. And then they find out that PayPal is not going to be able to do that. So then I'm like, well, where do I go?
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. Today on the Cannabis Investor Spotlight series, we're joined by Edward Corona from the FinTech Group. Ed, thanks for being on the MJBulls podcast.
You bet. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I've been reading through your website, and you created this payment process platform, and it sort of just fell into place when regulations changed in 2012, and you're perfectly positioned for helping companies with their crowdfunding. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. When the Jobs Act came out in 2012, we really carved out quite a niche for ourselves within that industry with our platform.
So for our listeners, really the next step after the friends and family round, a lot of people go right to seed round, but there's a step in between that really could be probably as beneficial and as easy to do as anything, and that is crowdfunding. So maybe you can talk to us a little bit about this phase and how your company provides a solution for this phase.
Yeah, sure. What my company does is what a lot of these issuers are doing when they set up an offering, and the whole reason behind crowdfunding is to go directly to the crowd or directly to the investor. With the offerings that are available right now, you are able to do advertising and reach out to those investors without violating any type of FINRA regulations. So that puts the issuers in a very good position to reach out directly to the crowd and advertise their offering. When the investor goes to their website or wherever they direct them, and they want to invest into that company, what our platform does is it allows that investor to easily, at the time that they're viewing the investment, to send the funds over and invest in the company. We do everything in real time. So we have an Invest Now button or a Reserve Shares button, depending on the type of offering, and the investor can do it right there on the spot, streamlined. Which is amazing because, as my listeners already know this, but for anybody that's new to the show, in cannabis, we can't use PayPal. We can't use a lot of the credit card processing systems that most industries don't struggle with. So this is a real challenge, right? Absolutely, and that's the market that we identified, and our solution serves that need. So if somebody wants to make an investment, let's just walk us through the process. I'm an investor, or let's start with the issuer. I'm a company, I'm raising capital. I put the word out
through my advertising channels that I'm raising money. Take it from there.
So at that point, when an investor wants to make an investment in that company, they would click on the Invest Now button. The Invest Now button would collect the information that we need, their information, their address, their banking information, where they want to make the payment, and then they would hit Submit. At that point, what my system does is we verify that it's a legitimate bank account through our verification system, and then we process that transaction. So it works very similar to an ACH type of platform, but the main difference between us and an ACH is we have far more verification, and we deposit those funds the following business day into the issuer's business account. There's not a 3 to 5 day delay that you would get in your traditional type of ACH platform. We also offer additional options. They can do it online. The issuer can take the information over the phone, and they can do it that way. They can even send an email or text message invoice, and the investor can their investment that way. So it's very streamlined, and everything's done in real time, so it gets it done much quicker.
I want to take a minute to tell you about some really innovative things that our sponsor, Cream of the Crop, is doing in the cannabis space. Their brand is on fire. They have the 5th best-selling indoor flower brand in the state, and they're profitable, growing their business at 10% a month year to date. They're succeeding by helping cultivators turn profits through operation management and consulting in exchange for supply agreements. By bringing 30-plus years of cultivation experience, award-winning genetics, ultra-efficient SOPs, proprietary nutrient mixes, and their brand, they're able to help both operators who are new to the space and ones who want to just increase efficiency. In fact, they just increased profits for one of their clients by $700,000 per month. Just incredible. But what's really exciting is that they're expanding their highly scalable model beyond California. That's right, they're accepting applications across the country for 2021 and 2022 partnerships. Also, if you're planning to invest in cannabis, you should definitely look at Cream of the Crop because they're doing a capital round in early 2021 to help with their brand's national expansion. To learn more about partnering with Cream of the Crop or investing in their expansion, go to creamofthecropgardens.com. That's creamofthecropgardens.com. And you mentioned that you do some sort of backgrounding or verification that the accounts are legit or there may be suspect. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, what our verification process does, Dan, is we look at a couple of things. As soon as that person checks out and he clicks on the authorization, we run it through 2 very fast databases that we work with. And what those databases do is, first of all, they verify that it's a legitimate USA bank account. So that's the first part. If it's not, well, then they kick that out. After that's verified, what we do is our database collects positive and negative data on where the funds are coming from, on the bank where the funds are coming from. If there's negative data on that account, we have an alert system which would alert the issuer that we collected that information. And there's about 200 different types of verifications that are in place. What the issuer can do at that point is they can choose to override it. If they want to take a chance on that, there's a good chance that those funds will not clear. So if they want to get on the phone or if they want to do further verification on their end, they can do that. Or they can just decline it. Mm-hmm. If there's positive information on the account, it's streamlined and it goes right through, and there's no alerts. It's just deposited the following business day.
Okay. We've been speaking with Ed Corona from the FinTech group, and all of his information, FinTech's email address and Ed's email address and FinTech's website will be on the MJBulls website. But this is a great solution for people that are considering doing crowdfunding, or I should say cannabis companies that are considering doing crowdfunding. Because I know a lot of people talk to me about crowdfunding, and they don't even know where to begin. Like they're just like it's like voodoo science. No one everyone's like, what? I want to do it, but everyone else is doing it, but I don't. I think that you make this. It seems like you make this really simple.
Right. Well, even if you have the money, the whole thing behind crowdfunding right now is marketing, and you can spend a lot of money in marketing that offering, and you'll get it out there. The marketing is out there and it's available, and you can raise funds by doing it. But people overlook. They say, well, okay, now that I have this in place, how do I get the money? Do I got to, have these people send a wire to me? I mean, initially they think they could just go to Stripe or something like that and set up a merchant account. And when they do that and find out that they've been declined, they're like, oh, now what? I didn't even think that this was going to happen. I thought this was going to be easy. Well, let me do PayPal. And then they find out that PayPal is not going to be able to do that. So then I'm like, well, where do I go?
Yeah.
Now they start searching, and, people find us that way, but mainly they find us through being referred to us through one of the sources.
Well, this show should drive some more attention to it, more eyes to your site. Ed, is there any last words you'd like to leave with our listeners before we sign off?
Well, that sums it up pretty well, Dan. And if they have any questions, just visit my website at fintechmerchantaccounts.com. And we could, there's a lot of information there. And I'm always available if they want to reach out to me by phone or schedule a phone meeting. I'm happy to do that and answer any other questions that they may have.
Sounds good. This is a really, I think, necessary solution to another problem that we have in the cannabis industry. So thanks. So Ed, thanks for being on the show and explaining this to us.
You bet, Dan. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good luck. Crappy's Feel Better Company is a cannabinoid CPG company with a line of easy-to-use CBG, CBD, and CBN products built for the weekend warriors, the weekday Zoomers, and anyone in between. Crappy's next-gen products incorporate pharmaceutical-derived chemistry to precisely blend minor cannabinoids and terpenes, creating a series of proprietary formulas for hyper-targeted use cases. Harnessing a team of experts with over 75 combined years of chemistry experience, the company relies on its novel solubility technology, state-of-the-art delivery, consistent results, and unique eye-catching branding to stand out from the crowd. Crappy's executive team and chemists have created a vast and diverse product pipeline to maintain relevance in a saturated market. To find out how you can participate in Crappy's Feel Better expansion, which includes major retail placements, university-executed clinical trials, IP and patent submissions, GMP and API scale-up, and international distribution, go to crappysfeelbetter.com or on Instagram at crappysfeelbetter. Today's show was made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, like Alt36, the country's premier blockchain payment processing platform that's providing dispensaries and its customers with a safe and secure payment option other than cash. To learn more, go to alt36.com.